Om Sthapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Sthapakaya Cha Dharmasya Sarvadharma Swarupine Avatara Varisthaya Ramakrishna Te Namah Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, the embodiment of all religions, the Supreme God incarnate. Let us pray to Him to lead us from the unreal to the real, to lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge, to lead us from death to immortality. Today's topic I have chosen the liberated soul. God gives us many opportunities so that we can strive for freedom. But if we don't use our intellect and senses properly, instead of getting released from bondage, we get more and more bound into this world. But there are liberated souls in the world. People may even wonder, is it possible to have liberation living in this world? Shankaracharya has very clearly said that it is possible. It's called Jivan Mukti. Achieving freedom while living in this world is the greatest achievement. In fact, we have got this human birth only to struggle for freedom, to get into absolute freedom. A person once entered a mango garden. He saw a lot of mango fruits strewn on the ground. Some were worm-eaten, pecked at half-ripe, uneatable, and so forth. He saw them, but then he must not therefore come to the conclusion that mango is a rotten sort of fruit. The few mangoes still on the tree, which are ripe, sweet, juicy, and inviting, truly represent the capacity of the mango crop. So too, amidst the vast multitude of mortals crowding earth and living dolefully and without any purpose, are to be found a few supermen who are a blessing to themselves and to others. In them life has reached its fulfillment and the soul its perfection. They are shorn of all pettiness and disharmony and are in full bloom. They are human to the look but have transcended the human fold. Life is no longer a problem to them. They have played out the game and are out of the field. They are verily liberated, free. They are lions which have smashed their cage and gone out to roam majestically and at will. One who belongs to this very select band is styled a Jivan Mukta, a liberated, defettered, released soul, still in the body, but really outside of it. The body is only an unfelt covering, like the slough of a snake. The Jivan Mukta idea is so staggeringly lofty, and a full picture of it is so entrancingly sublime, that quite a few philosophers hesitate to believe in the possibility of that ideal's actuality. We can understand their hesitation. To the human mind, anything which is too good to believe is tantamount to be not existing at all. And their disbelief in the Jivan Mukta state has to be taken as an unintended tribute to the super excellence of that state. History certainly has a record of eminent Jivan Muktas, both of ancient times and of modern times. For God's work never goes sterile, and the Jivan Mukta is a perfect piece of God's handiwork. Sri Ramakrishna has said in the Gospel that he who firmly believes that God alone is the doer and he himself a mere instrument, he is a Jivan Mukta, a free soul, though living in a body. Sri Ramakrishna has also stated, the real man is pure Atman. Atman is unattached and beyond Prakriti. It has neither hunger nor thirst. It knows neither birth nor death. It doesn't age nor does it die. It is immutable as Mount Sumeru. He who has attained this knowledge of Brahman, he is a Jivan Mukta, liberated while living in the body. Again, he has assured us that even after attaining knowledge through the Guru's grace, one can very well live in the world as a Jivan Mukta. Swami Vivekananda gives this exhortation to aspirants. If it is a truth that by your own past action you have got this body, then nullifying the effects of evil works by good works, why should you not be a Jivan Mukta in this very body? Know that freedom of self-knowledge is in your own hands. In real knowledge, there is no touch of work. But those who work after being Jivan Mukta do so for the good of others. They do not look to the results of works. No seed of desire finds any room in their mind. Swami Vivekananda has also pointed out that a Jivan Mukta by the very nature of things cannot err, cannot injure. With the axe of knowledge, he has cut the wheels asunder and the Atman stands free, even though the old momentum carries on the wheel of mind and body. But the wheel can now only go straight, can only do good. If that body does anything bad, says Swami Vivekananda, know that the man is not Jivan Mukta. He lies if he makes that claim. A perfect man's body mechanically does right. It can do only good because it is fully purified. The past momentum that carries on the wheel of body is all good. All evil tendencies are burnt out. Giving a striking definition, Swami Vivekananda says, Vedanta tells us that we not only have to live the life of all past humanity, but also the future life of all humanity. The man who does the first is the educated man. The second is a Jivan Mukta, forever free. The goal which the Jnana Yogi seeks to reach is to become a Jivan Mukta. He lives in the world with no attachment whatever, like a lotus leaf in water, but not wetted by water. Swami Vivekananda calls the Jivan Mukta the highest of human beings, nay, the highest of all beings, for he has realized his identity with the Absolute. He has realized that he is one with God. To the Jivan Mukta, all nature has become his own self, and he alone worships God as he is. A man may once mistake a mirage for a reality, but later, even though he may see the mirage again, he knows that what it is. So too is the case with Maya and the Jivan Mukta. He may experience the Maya, but is never deceived. The dizzy height of the Jivan Mukta state may well make people wonder if it is attainable at all. But scriptures and sages guarantee that this state is not an affair of Tantalus, is not a mere doctrine or philosophical assumption, but is negotiable and conquerable. It is not that the man who becomes a mukta has immediately a physical death. He lives on for a time. Let us think of two wheels joined by a pole and running together. One wheel is the pure and perfect soul, and the other is the hallucination of the body-mind complex. Karma is the pole. Using knowledge as an axe, we may sever the pole bond between the wheels. Immediately, the soul wheel will stop and will have no more thoughts of coming and going, living and dying, etc. The other wheel, however, will function until the past momentum is exhausted, and then it will fall and die out, leaving the soul entirely free and unbound. Acharya Shankar, in his well-known composition Atma Bodha, gives a brief but clear picture of the Jivan Mukta. The Jivan Mukta is a Vidwan, not in the sense that he is a scholar, but in the sense that he knows Brahman and is endowed with self-knowledge. He is totally rid of the limitations which have till recently remained imposed on his true self. Maya has left him for good, along with the identification with body, senses, mind, intellect, etc. And the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, are no longer valid, no longer operative in his case. The old associations may now and then raise their heads, but the Jivan Mukta sweeps them off. He now knows that he is existence, knowledge, bliss, and he is established in this realization. Knowing Brahman, he indeed becomes Brahman. It is said of a cockroach that on seeing a Brahmara approaching, it is so filled with dread that it thinks and thinks of its deadly foe, and is in consequence itself transformed into a Brahmara. This happens to the Jivan Mukta too. An unceasing reflection on absolute reality makes him get identified with it. The Jivan Mukta is a yogi as well. He is like Rama in his grand exploits and in his towering victory. Rama crossed the ocean and the Jivan Mukta crosses the ocean of delusion. Rama killed the inimical giants and the Jivan Mukta too annihilates the cruel monsters of passion, aversion, etc. The heroic Rama was reunited with Sita, and the Jivan Mukta gets united to Shanti, the peace that passeth all understanding. Rama then became Sitaram and Rajaram. Even so, the Jivan Mukta shine as Atmaram, delighting in the bliss of the self. The joy which is supposedly derived from external objects is illusory and fleeting, yet mortals are attached to that joy. The Jivan Mukta knocks off that attachment and finds contentment in the bliss of the self. He is not connected with anything external. He is swastha, ever established in the self. He withdraws his senses from things outside of him. His mind doesn't project outward, but is turned in like a lamp kept in a pot. Thus he shine inwardly to himself. Often do other men fail to recognize his inner worth. To the world, the Jivan Mukta appears to be like any other of a mankind. He too has his body, mind and senses, but he is a Muni, always engrossed in the contemplation of supreme truth. And the natural propensities of the body, senses, mind, etc. do not now touch and influence him at all. He simply stands as a witness to bodily growth or decay and to mental upsurge or depression. The inevitable effects of karma are not operative in the case of the Jivan Mukta, except that the karma effect which has already started yielding its fruit will run its course, but without any impact or repercussion on him. Like the sky uncorrupted by passing dust or floating cloud, like the air uncontaminated by any contact, does he stay and move. He is all-knowing, he is unaffected by praise or blame. Jad Bharat is a classical illustration of this wondrous state. When the last traces of superimposed limitations get wiped out, the Muni, a contemplative Jivan Mukta, is utterly merged in the all-pervading spirit. One school of philosophy upholds Jivan Mukti as the acme of life, and another puts forth Videha Mukti, liberation after the body is given up, as the highest possibility. A searching analysis will show that the two schools are not far from each other. A knower par excellence is not less of a knower because the body lingers a short while longer. Acharya Shankar, who was as much as a poet as a philosopher, beautifully compares the absorption of the soul in the oversoul to water in a pot submerged in a large area of water becoming, when the pot is broken, one with the encircling water, to space in an empty pot becoming one with all-pervading space when the pot is broken to pieces, to the flame of a light becoming one with elemental fire when the light is extinguished. The Mundakopanishad, in a poetic flash, beautifully pictures liberation. As rivers flowing down become indistinguishable on reaching the sea by giving up their names and forms, so also the illumined soul, having become freed from name and form, reaches the self-effulgent Purush that is higher than the higher Maya. In the pages of the life of Sri Ramakrishna are to be met a few such Jivan Muktas. But for their having been spotted out and revealed to us by Sri Ramakrishna, these marvels of Vedantic ripeness may have passed away unknown to us. But whether they are known or unknown to contemporary humanity and posterity, these extraordinary Mahapurushas alone keep spiritual culture flourishing and full of vigor. They constitute the mainsprings of our higher life. The double consciousness of a Jivan Mukta. A man who stands in water up to his neck has a twofold experience. His head is exposed to the sun. He experiences both heat and cold. Such is the experience of a Jivan Mukta. He has double consciousness. He enjoys the bliss of Brahman, God. He also has the experience of this world. He is like a man who knows two languages. Just as the pot in which asafoetida or onion is kept emits a certain amount of smell even when it is cleansed several times, so also a small trace of ignorance still remains in the mind of a jnani. Even the Jivan Mukta has a consciousness of the body in the form of a samskara, impression in his subconscious mind. That is the reason why he eats and drinks. Though the instinctive mind with low desires is destroyed, the sattvic pure mind doesn't perish in the Jivan Mukta. How will he be able to do vyavahara or worldly dealings without an instrument, namely the mind? Difference between a worldly man and a liberated sage. The phenomenal universe does not vanish from the vision of the Jivan Mukta. The Jivan Mukta sees the world as a dream within himself. Just as the mirage appears even after the lucid nature of the water is understood, so also the world appears for the Jivan Mukta even after he has attained self-realization, even after he has clearly understood the illusory nature of the world. But just as the man who has understood the nature of the mirage will not run after the mirage for drinking water, so also the Jivan Mukta will not run after sensual objects like the worldly minded people, though the world appears to him. Difference between a worldly man and a liberated sage. When he is absorbed in Brahman, the glory of glories, the soul of souls, the Jivan Mukta will not be able to work. But when he comes down from his full Brahmic consciousness, owing to the force of prarabdha, destiny, and vikshepa shakti, tossing of the mind, he will pour forth his love at the cry of a suffering soul. So radiant and compassionate is he. He is the ocean of mercy and love and peace. Cosmic vision. The Jivan Mukta beholds the one reality or God everywhere and in all things. For him, there is no distinction between a rogue and a saint, gold and stone, honor and dishonor. He actually feels that all is himself only, that snakes, scorpions, tigers, bears, and lions are as much part of himself as his own eyes, nose, ears, hands, and feet. He is one with the flower, ether, sun, ocean, mountain, and sky. He has cosmic vision and cosmic feelings. Samadhi Jnani and Vyavaharik Jnani. The way of living of Jivan Muktas or sages differs. One sage lives in a princely style. Bhagirath lived this kind of life. Another sage lives in a beggarly manner. One sage is always in a meditative mood. He never works. He never talks. He lives always in seclusion. Jada Bharat lived this kind of life. Another sage lives in a busy, crowded city. He plunges himself in service. He talks with the people. He delivers lectures, holds religious classes, writes books, etc. Sri Shankara led this kind of life. This is due to prarabdha. Every sage has his own prarabdha. If all sages have the same kind of living and the same kind of prarabdha, this world will be like a prison. Variety in manifestation is the nature of Prakriti. The Jnani who has desired for worldly activities or Vyavahara and works in the world is a Vyavaharik Jnani. The Jnani who withdraws himself completely from the universe is a Samadhi Jnani. Knowledge is the same in these two types of Jnanis, but the Samadhi Jnani enjoys more Ananda than the Vyavaharik Jnani. The Samadhi Jnani is one who is ever absorbed in Brahman. He doesn't see names and forms. The world has entirely vanished for him. He is quite unable to work. He is a silent sage of the highest category. He is a Paramahamsa. Food has to be thrust forcibly in the case of a Samadhi Jnani. A Vyavaharik Jnani will experience pain when his finger is cut, but a Samadhi Jnani will not experience pain even a bit, even if his leg is amputated. The case of Shams Tabriz of Multan would serve as an example to justify the truth of the above statement. When he was skinned out, he laughed and uttered, Analak, Analak. Analak means I am he, and corresponds to the Hindu Soham. A Vyavaharik Jnani sees names and forms. A Vyavaharik Jnani knows that this is Vishta, this is Chandana, this is a fool, this is an intelligent man, this is an Adhikari, this is a rogue, this is an honest man, but he is not affected in his feelings. He is neither exalted when he gets success, nor depressed when he fails. He neither loves an honest man nor hates the rogue. In this sense, he has same drishti, samadrishti, or equal vision. The desire for work in the case of the Vyavaharik Jnani is due to his prarabdha. He uses his body and mind as his instruments, just as a carpenter uses his tools. While working, he has not lost his Brahmic consciousness even for a second. He is settled always in the Chaitanya Swarupa, or pure consciousness. The Vyavaharik Jnani sees the whole world within himself. He sees nothing outside, just as you do. He sees through his Divya Drishti, or Jnana Chakshus, and not through the physical eyes. A Jnani, with the help of the powerful lens, the eye of Atman, sees the whole world with all the details of creation. He sees the astral body, the causal body with its samskaras, the pranic aura, the psychic aura, magnetic aura, etc. of a man. It is very difficult for a worldly man with practical buddhi to mentally visualize how a Jnani sees the physical universe while he is working. A Jivan Mukta is not a whimsical man. He is not bound by the rules of scriptures or society. And yet, he will not deviate from dharma. All that he does will be in strict accordance with the scriptures or sacred books. He spontaneously does only what is good. An expert dancer never makes a false step. So is a Jivan Mukta when he works. The sage works without effort, without agency, without egoism, attachment and desire. Like a child, his conduct is neither good nor evil. A Jivan Mukta is a sustainer of the world. He is a source of perpetual inspiration. He is an embodiment through which divine grace is transmitted to the unregenerated man. Like flowers that bloom to scent and purify the air around, great souls like Sadashiva Brahman, Yajnavalkya spring up in the world to gladden men's heart and to lead them to immortality and perfection. The Jivan Mukta is a powerhouse of spiritual energy. He radiates his spiritual currents to the different comers of the world. Sit before him, your doubts will be cleared by themselves. You will feel a peculiar thrill of joy and peace in his presence. The Jivan Mukta, like unto holy waters, purifies others by mere sight, touch and the utterance of his name. Sometimes he remains unnoticed. Sometimes he becomes known to those who desire welfare. He eats food offered to him by pious devotees and burns up their past and future evils or impurities. A Jivan Mukta, or a saint, is the ultimate source of knowledge of the soul. Satsang with a Jivan Mukta, even for a minute, is much better than rulership of a kingdom. His very presence is thrilling and inspiring. Seek his company and evolve. Serve him with faith and devotion. Sri Ramakrishna, in the modern times, he is a magnificent example for the liberated soul. A Jivan Mukta. He would be always cheerful, not disturbed by anything external. He was not even disturbed by the cancer he was suffering from. All types of people would come with so much of impurities, but Sri Ramakrishna would purify them and give them practical spiritual instructions to lead them in right direction, to make them Godward. So, the liberated souls are the models for the people in the world to follow up. Only thing that is required is we must aspire for spiritual knowledge, we should aspire for spiritual life, and we should be honest in our desire, in our aspiration. Then it is possible that we can also have that experience of bliss in this very life. Dr. Sarkar, Gospel, page 910. God is everywhere, and because He is everywhere, He cannot be sought after. The conversation turned to other things. Sri Ramakrishna was always experiencing ecstatic moods, which the doctor said might aggravate his illness. Dr. Sarkar said to him, "You must suppress your emotion. My feelings, too, are gradually swelled up. I can dance much more than you." The younger Naren said smilingly, "What would you do if your emotion increased a little more?" Dr. Sarkar, "My power of control would also increase." Master and Yam, "You may say that now." Yam said, "Can you tell us what you would do if you went into an ecstatic mood?" The conversation turned into money. Master said to Dr. Sarkar, "I don't think about it at all. You know that very well, don't you? This is not a pretense." Dr. Sarkar said, "Even I have no desire for money. Not to speak of yourself, my cash box lies open." Master said, "Jadu Malik too is absent-minded. When he takes his meals, he sometimes becomes so absent-minded that he does not know whether the food is good or bad. When someone says to him, 'Don't eat that, it doesn't taste good,' Jadu says, 'Hey, is this food bad?' Why that is so?" Was the Master hinting that there was an ocean of difference between absent-mindedness due to the contemplation of God and absent-mindedness due to preoccupation with worldly thoughts? Pointing to Dr. Sarkar, Sri Ramakrishna said to the devotees with a smile, "When a thing is boiled, it becomes soft. At first he was very hard. Now he is softening from inside." Dr. Sarkar said, "When a thing is boiled, it begins to soften from the outside. I am afraid that won't happen to me in this birth." All laugh. Dr. Sarkar was about to take his leave. He was talking to Sri Ramakrishna. Doctor said, "Can't you forbid people to salute you by touching your feet?" Master said, "Can all comprehend the indivisible Sachidananda?" Dr. Sarkar said, "But shouldn't you tell people what is right?" Master, "People have different tastes. Besides, all have not the same fitness for spiritual life." Dr. Sarkar, "How is that?" Master, "Don't you know what difference in taste is? Some enjoy fish curry, some fried fish, some pickled fish, and again some the rich dish of fish pilau. Then too there is difference in fitness. I ask people to learn to shoot a banana tree first, then at the wick of a lamp, and then at a flying bird." It was dusk. Sri Ramakrishna became absorbed in contemplation of God. For the time being he forgot all about his painful disease. Several intimate disciples sat near him and looked at him intently. After a long time he became aware of the outer world and said to Yam in a whisper, "You see, my mind was completely merged in the indivisible Brahman. After that I saw many things. I found that doctor will have spiritual awakening, but it will take some time. I won't have to tell him much. I saw another person while in that mood. My mind said to me, 'Attract him too. I shall tell you about him later.'" Sham Basu, Dr. Dukari and a few other devotees arrived. Sri Ramakrishna talked to them. Sham, "Oh, what a fine thing you said to us the other day." Master said smilingly, "What was that?" Sham, "What remains with a man when he goes beyond jnana and ajnana, knowledge and ignorance?" Master smilingly said, "It is Vijnana, special knowledge of God. To know many things is ignorance. To know that God dwells in all beings is knowledge. And what is Vijnana? It is to know God in a special manner, to converse with Him and feel Him to be one's own relative. To know that there is fire in wood is knowledge. But to make a fire with that wood, cook food with that fire, and become healthy and strong from that food is Vijnana." Sham said smilingly, "Oh, and about the thorn?" Master said, "Yes, when a thorn gets into the sole of your foot, you procure a second thorn. After taking out the first thorn with the help of the second, you throw both thorns away Likewise, we should procure the thorn of knowledge in order to remove the thorn of ignorance. After destroying ignorance, we should discard both knowledge and ignorance, then you attain Vijnana. Sri Ramakrishna was pleased with Shambhasu. He was quite an elderly person and wanted to devote his time to contemplation. This was his second visit to the Master. Master said to Shambhasu, give up worldly talk altogether. Don't talk about anything whatever but God. If you see a worldly person coming near you, leave the place before he arrives. You have spent your whole life in the world. You have seen that it is all hollow. Isn't that so? God alone is substance and all else is illusory. God alone is real and all else has only a two-day existence. What is there in this world? The world is like a pickled hog plum. One craves for it, but what is there in a hog plum? Only skin and pit. And if you eat it, you will have colic. Sham said, yes sir, everything you have said is true, Master. For many years you have devoted yourself to various worldly things. You will not be able to think of God and meditate on Him in this confusion of the world. A little solitude is necessary for you. Otherwise, your mind will not be steady. Therefore, you must fix a place for meditation at least half a mile away from your house. Shambhasu remained silent a few moments. He appeared absorbed in the thought. Shall stop here. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean and quench that mighty forest fire, worldly lust raging furiously within. Own name streamed down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of His bliss, tasting His nectar at every step, bathing in His name that bought for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy. How huge then is my wretchedness who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. O my mind, be humbler than a blade of grass. Be patient and forbearing like a tree. Take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust or the ties of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Ah, how I long for the day when an instant separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years. When my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be, in unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence. Though it tears my soul asunder, O thou who stillest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art the heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from the darkness to light, and lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good bed all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good, may the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time, may the earth be blessed with crops, may all countries be freed from calamity, may holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For He being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.